What's up, internet? Steamy Coins here once again. Alright, guys. What you're seeing on the screen right now is Bitcoin US dollar. Bitcoin trading at around $9,985. Still on a bit of a retracement. We just have to see how far this goes. Yeah. So not a whole lot to say about that. Me personally, I'm thinking we might go sideways for a while. Not sure where support is, but I'm guessing that support is probably gonna be around 9,100. There's some people out there calling for about $8,000, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Bitcoin's still looking very strong, well over 100% gain since the beginning of the year. So there's no real reason to despair. Alright, so it looks like some alts are starting to move against Bitcoin. Let's just take a look at a couple. Let's start off with my personal favorite, which is TRON, TRX. Let's see what that's looking like. Alright, so TRON versus US dollar. Still pulling back, at least on the daily. Let's drill down a bit to the 4-hour chart. What's going on here? Right, still pulling back, Last 4 hours there's a big sell, but we're well under the oversold region on the RSI. So that's we just got to keep a lookout for that. There's a lot of movement going on around in the markets right now. The US market just took a big dump today. They went up yesterday, but the day before they took an even bigger dump. So there's a lot of instability going on globally right now. Argentina just had a flash crash yesterday. There was somewhere else I was thinking of. Somewhere in Europe. So markets around the world are looking very, very, shaky right now. And oddly enough, cryptocurrencies are also pulling back. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where crypto is pulling back at the same time other markets are pulling back. But we'll see what happens. I was looking at TRON. Hold on, TRX USD is what I think this is that I'm looking at right now. Yes, that's okay. So let's look at what TRON is doing against Bitcoin. I'm liking that TRON pulled back against USD, so that allows me to just buy more at a cheaper price. So I'm happy for that. And the reason why, because my TRON makes me more TRON. Alright, so I'm not too worried about the price of TRON, because TRON is more of a solid investment. To me, the most solid investment in all of crypto right now. So whatever the price, I'll always be buying TRON, and my TRON will make me more TRON. Alright, so anyways, TRON versus Bitcoin. Looks like we're gonna go sideways for a while. Let's take a look at another coin real quick, because I don't want to make this video too long. BNB versus Bitcoin, which is the Binance coin. Alright, so we're seeing some movement, some small movement against Bitcoin. A few things outperforming Bitcoin. Let's look at STEEM. Okay. Alright, looks like a couple alts are gaining strength against Bitcoin, so we'll see how that works. One thing I've noticed though, you can't really compare what's going on. Well, you can't compare. Okay, let me start over. You can't expect the upcoming altcoin season to be exactly like it was in 2017. Reason being is because a lot more altcoins have a lot more pairings with US dollar and other fiat currencies out there. Alright, so the game has changed a little, so you have to be mindful of that. Alright, so whenever you hear other YouTubers out there or anybody else out there talking about alts are bleeding out or suffering, you have to ask the question, okay, against what? Versus what? Are we talking about versus Bitcoin, or are we talking about versus US dollar? Alright, and then you can even drill down more. Is it the Chinese yen? Is it the British pound? Is it the Russian ruble? Alright, so you have to remember these currencies, when a currency devalues, it devalues versus another currency. It doesn't just devalue on its own. So you have to be mindful of that whenever you're trading or investing. Alright, so yeah, few coins are moving against Bitcoin, which is alright. That's pretty good. A lot of Bitcoin maximalists have been saying that alts are dead there, but that does not make any sense. Reason being because alts have usage. There's a real use for altcoins. All right, and if something has usage, someone somewhere is finding value in it. All right, so moving on. So I want to talk about what's going on the cryptocurrency space, specifically with the deflationary tokens right now. So Void has partnered up with Play GOC, right? And right now they're offering poker. So that's another usage for their token. And as you guys know, deflationary tokens, whenever they're transacted, as a percentage of it gets burned. So right, so it gets destroyed, which will cause the value to rise because the asset becomes more scarce. All right, so that's what's going on with Play. When you look at their poker game, you see that there are a couple of people playing poker with it. So you know that's good to know. So it is being used, and so this is the, I guess you could say this is the casino. All right, and you can join any of these tables here. All right, so games are being played right now. I wish this was a bit more graphical so you can see, like, you know, how many people are actually sitting around the table. But if you click the button right here, you basically join the room, and then you can be a spectator, and then you'll, you know, see. I wish it was a bit more graphical, but Void is being used in that way. Also, as you might already know, Void staking is active. I was not able to participate in the airdrop for Void, so I actually bought my Void tokens. But let's see, I think I have about 145 tokens, and since yesterday I got 3 more tokens, so I'm just gonna reinvest that. So Void looking good. Frag, I think Frag is doing the best out of all the deflationary tokens right now. They have a new game coming out, Frag Goo. For all you OGs out there on the TRON network, you know what Goo is. You know what Goo is. Goo is one of the first dapps out there. It wasn't too successful. There were bugs, but it was one of the first ones. And understandably, you know, in the dapp space, we all learn from each other's mistakes. So back then, dapps were really immature and not as efficient as they are now. You know, so as the community grows, the dapps grow, and vice versa, which is awesome. So Goo is coming back because Goo was a really interesting game, and I might play. I haven't really played any of these games. I'm just holding on to my Frag and just because I know the value is gonna explode. All right, so I don't know. I might play Goo. I have some extra frag in some other wallets I might use, but whatever. But Frag is being used, so it's looking very good. All right. I also wanted to talk about Rocket Game. So Rocket Game, to me, this is definitely the best dApp on the TRON blockchain. These guys are so amazing, man. They are ahead of schedule. Plinko was just released. Plinko was released almost an entire month early. Let me go back to the roadmap right here. So these guys are always ahead of schedule. They're always doing amazing work. Their roadmap is extremely ambitious. Look at this. September 15th is when Plinko is scheduled to be released, and it has been released already. All right. Yeah, the thing I like about this casino is that it has actual games that people want to play, and games that are actually fun, as opposed to some other casinos that are just there for the miners. Guys, it's time to get really smart about investing. Investing in dApps is real investing. All right, you gotta make sure that the product is solid. If you're gonna invest in something, look for the value in it. Don't just look how much money is in the div pool and how much you're gonna get paid out on a daily basis, because if there's no real product behind it, it's gonna dry up really quick. And we've seen that over and over again. We've seen it happen just the other day with Trontopia. Trontopia was the hottest thing on the blockchain on Tron. And when you look at the game, you can when you look at the dApp, you can see that it only has one single game. Let me pull it up right now. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so it's really time to grow up about these investing. You really have to understand that you're making an investment here. All right, it's not just about the short-term gains, not just about the instant gratification. You got to think long-term. Look at these games, right? you see 3 games here, right? All right, it's not really 3 games, it's really 1 game. This last one here, Lucky One Max, that hasn't been released yet, so that doesn't even count. Ultimate Dice and Classic Dice, it's actually the same thing. Ultimate Dice just has a little bit of a twist. It's dice, simple, plain and simple, dice. All right, so let's wait for this to load up here. All right, so same thing, it's just dice, just a regular dice game. All right, they did have an interesting dividend structure, but that's all they had. There's no real product here, guys. People who go to online casinos to gamble are not gonna stay on a platform like this. Let that thing sink in, because I'm tired of seeing YouTubers hype up these platforms and there's no real value in here. And a lot of these YouTubers, by the time they hype these platforms up, and they're the ones that are really profiting off of it, by the way, right? By the time they hype these platforms up, they're already pulling out, and they're just there just to get the profit off of everyone else, and then it dries up eventually. Not knocking any YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber myself. I love my referral dividends, but the DApp space really needs to grow. I mean, we really need to grow. Trontopia, when they're coming out, they had a lot of mishaps. They missed a lot of deadlines. They just couldn't get it together for the longest time, and all they have after all of that is just dice. Anyway, guys, I want you to think about that. But for me personally, the best DApp on the Tron blockchain right now is Rocket Game and Wink. Let me just take a look at Wink really quick. So let me show you what a real valuable DApp is. Right? Let's go right here. I just want to show you this live. So this is Win or Wink. It's a whole entire platform, right? They have lots of different games and lots of different sections, lots of different departments. To be more specific, let me just pull this up. It's 3 departments. So you have dice. So you have your regular dice game. You have Moon, you have Ring, you have Duel, right? That's under the dice department. So you have live. You have slots, you have table games, and you have live, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now, which I'll get to in a second. And then you have Rake. And for each of these departments, they have their own native token, right? So the Rake token, on the Rake you have poker. Alright, so looking at that live right now, right? Let me just show you what a really valuable DApp looks like. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Let's try that again. Alright, it's saying low balance because I haven't loaded anything in here. But look at what you're seeing on the screen. Those are real human beings. You are really at a casino. A real, actual casino, guys. Right? And if I loaded up some cryptocurrency in this little box right here, I could click on this button and I could join this game. And I could play blackjack for real, like I was really there, using real actual Tron. Come on, guys. This is a real DApp. This is what a real DApp looks like. So whether you're an investor or a miner, you can rest assured that you will have customers coming to your DApp. Alright, guys, so that's it for today. Thanks for checking out the video. Really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my videos. And yeah, guys, just be smart about what you're doing. Don't take too much risk. Spread out your risk. And try to look for the real value in your investments. Don't just go with the hype, because a lot of times the people that are bringing you the hype, they have ulterior motives, and you know, they just want to profit off of you first and foremost. In general, not for everyone, but in general. Anyway, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Peace.